I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Annihilape. As I've found many times over the course of this podcast, the world is full of ghost stories. In Japan, most ghosts are objects of pity. So-called yurei are lost souls wandering the mortal world until the proper rites are performed and they can move on. Occasionally, though, you meet the onryo, violent, aggressive spirits, out for revenge on individuals or the world at large. There are many traditional stories from the likes of Kabuki and No, as well as more modern tales like The Ring and The Grudge. In Spain, like in any old European country, there are of course ghost stories and haunted houses. More famous, however, are the extraordinary death traditions of the Latin American countries which Spain influenced. With Fuecoco and family, we talked about the Day of the Dead in Mexico. But this was just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to terrifying tales born from a mixture of ancient cultures, Catholic brainwashing, and memories of genocide. In all the regions which inspired Paldea, ghost stories are rife. I talked about Mankey and Primeape all the way back in December of 2018, where I quoted this Pokemon Sun Pokédex entry.
It has been known to become so angry that it dies as a result.
In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we can see this in action. Using the new unique move Rage Fist 20 times will allow a Primeape to evolve into Annihilape. Annihilape is a ghost and fighting type Pokemon, larger than Primeape, with a new grey colour scheme and extra long fur, which stands upright, resembling rising smoke, or the wisps of flame common in Japanese depictions of ghosts. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, when its anger rose beyond a critical point, this Pokemon gained power that is unfettered by the limits of its physical body. Annihilape is a great combination of types for battling. Ghost is not resisted by any other types, though it doesn't affect normal or fighting type Pokemon. Luckily, normal types are weak to fighting, while fighting types are generally defensively weak anyway. When this is all added together, Annihilape can deal healthy amounts of damage to essentially every opponent Pokemon. Pokemon Violet tells us, it imbues its fists with the power of the rage that it kept hidden in its heart. Opponents struck by these imbued fists will be shattered to their core. The move which allows Annihilape to evolve is Rage Fist, and it increases in power every time the Pokemon is hit by a damaging move. It's also a rare Ghost-type physical attack, letting Annihilape take advantage of a rare attacking potential. In fact, Annihilape has already run rampant over competitive play. The name Annihilape combines ape, as this Pokemon and its family are clearly based on a pig-nosed ape like a baboon, and annihilate, referencing its desire and ability to annihilate opponents. The Japanese name, Konoyozaru, is based on a Japanese phrase, which means to die or depart from this life. Kono yo osaru, combined with the fact that saru is the Japanese word for monkey. Since the introduction of regional variants in the 7th generation, we went a couple of generations without seeing new evolutions for existing forms of Pokemon. This changed, to my delight, with Ursaluna in Legends Arceus, and now the 9th generation has brought us a bunch of welcome new additions to previously light Pokemon families. Not to mention alleviating some of our worries about Primeapes dropping dead. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is by me, Luke Summerhays, while funding is provided by lovely listeners at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. Our next Pokemon will be Clodsire and Farigiraf, so if you have thoughts about those or any other monsters, hit me up with a DM or an email to lukelovespkmm@gmail.com. If you like this podcast, please rate and review wherever you're listening, or tell a friend. If you want to hear more Pokemon chatter from me, come by twitch.tv/lukelovespkmn most Saturday nights from 9 PM UK time. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Annihilape. And remember, I love you too.